The deeper I get into this cookbook, the more it feels like a cruel joke at my expense. Because this is a real cookbook built around these tiny pots, and that's it. That's the entire concept. So I picked 3 random recipes from it, and through the power of subjective opinion, we're gonna rank every one of them. And with that, let's get to it. Little Coconut Flans. I actually got ramekins specifically for making flans. Like anyone else on the face of the planet, I saw flans go popular on the internet and I decided that I had to make it. Now looking at this, I don't think this is gonna taste like flan at all. I don't know, I'm kind of worried. To start, you're going to spread out coconut ribbons on a baking sheet covered with parchment. Bake at 460 Kelvin for 10 minutes. Now we're going to extract the nectar of the vanilla bean. To do that, we're going to slice into the vanilla bean like so, and then we're going to scrape out the seeds and then place it to the side. Now in a saucepan, you're going to combine some skim milk and your vanilla seeds, and then we're going to bring that to a boil. From here, just take it off the heat and let it cool. At around this point, your coconut ribbons should be done. Bring them out, and they should look like... Wow, that looks a little overdone. I'll let you decide. Now bring out a mixing bowl and combine your eggs and sugar, and then you're gonna mix that for about 4 minutes. When mixing for long periods of time, make sure you're as comfortable as possible. You gotta be able to hold your position for 4 minutes. Add your cooled milk little by little to the eggs and sugar. Once it looks pale and yellow like this, you're gonna add your grated coconut and your coconut cream. Give that one more final mix and then spread that evenly throughout all of your cocoats. Take them off the baking sheet off camera, and then put them in this deep-sided baking sheet because the non-deep-sided one was actually a mistake, and then take them out again because you realize you got to put water in there first. And then after the water's in, you're going to put your cocoats in the baking sheet, and then if you follow all those instructions exactly in that order, you will end up with this. Regardless, now you're going to bake them for 50 minutes at 463 degrees Kelvin. Now that they're done baking, they should look something like this. Garnish with your toasted coconut ribbons and serve.
Now, I'm a big lover of flan. This does not strike me as flan. With a regular flan, you have this nice gelatinous, creamy, basey texture, and then you have the caramel sauce to balance it out and give it that nice rich sweetness. This doesn't really have that. All this has is confectioner's sugar.
A coconut a day keeps a ginger away.
That's not true. I was trying to be funny. It was stupid. Regardless. I wouldn't say that's inedible. That's just, I just don't want to fucking eat it. Maybe it was the coconut ribbons doing it.
This recipe sucks ass. It's not even mid. This recipe just doesn't have it. It doesn't have the sweetness I expect of a dish of this caliber. I'm very disappointed in it. It tastes awful. And it's honestly kind of annoying to eat. I'm giving this a 2.9 out of 10.
I wanted this to be good, but it's a 2.9. Not because the idea is bad, but the execution tasted like ass. Let's move on.
Mini onion soup. So basically just a French onion soup. I love French onion soup. I'm really hoping that this kicks ass.
You're gonna start off by peeling and chopping 3 medium-sized onions. If you did it right, your eyes should look like this. Now in a pot, you're gonna heat up a 1/4 stick of butter. You're gonna cook the onions over low heat until they look nice and translucent like this. Don't rush the process or you're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, add the beef stock, bay leaf, lemon thyme, black pepper, and the white wine vinegar. Let it simmer for 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ. That's supposed to be simmering, but it looks more like it has rabies. Look at that. That looks like rabies. Our onion soup has fucking rabies. Should we risk eating this?
Yeah, I think we got no other choice there, bud. Regardless, after it's done simmering, we're gonna spread this throughout all of our mini cocoats, like so. Now get some crusty bread and cut it to fit your cocoats. Should be snug like this. Now the instructions say to peel and cut 2 smaller onions in half. The instructions say to put holes in the bread and to then put half of the onions into each hole. Now I didn't have access to small onions, so I'm gonna cut these medium onions down to small size. And then I'm gonna insert them into my bread here. So the cookbook is now telling me to fry the onion that I just pushed into the bread. I will admit my mistake here. I was not supposed to put the bread inside of the cocoats yet. Easy fix. We're just gonna pull the onion out, we're gonna fry it until it's nice and golden brown like this, and then we're gonna put the onion back. Should look like this. Now we're gonna grate the cheese on top, then bake it for 480 degrees Kelvin for 5 minutes. Once it's done baking, we are ready to serve.
Like, first things first, I love onion, but this is fucking ridiculous. Here's what I'm gonna do. To get everything in one bite, I am going to grab a piece of this onion, I'm gonna put it on a piece of this bread and get a spoonful of this soup, and I'm going to put it in my mouth and see how it tastes. I need a napkin. Overall, I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't hate this dish. Do I think that we should be sticking big quarter-sized pieces of onion into it? Absolutely not. Despite there not being any fucking salt in this, the lemon thyme is really coming through. Like the flavor of the lemon thyme is really the star of this dish.
This dish is good, but it is being held back by that raw onion. Therefore, this dish gets a 5.5 out of 10. The onion, the spiciness of it, it's just really bringing it back a lot for me.
A very respectable soup, but held back by a big raw onion. Let's move on to the next one.
And finally, we have cinnamon apples. I love apples. I love apples on a stick. If I love it so much, how come I can't remember the name? I love candy apples. That's what I like. I'm a big fan of turning apples into a nice dessert. Let's get to it.
And for this, you're gonna need 4 golden delicious apples. Make sure they're clean and washed first. Cut the tops off each apple, and out of habit, I discarded the tops. Don't do that. Apparently you need them later, but for decoration only. Regardless, remove the core of the apples. If you did it right, you should be able to do this. And then the instructions say to get a baking sheet and cover it with aluminum foil. Put the cocottes on a sheet and then put the apples inside. I have no idea why the instructions say to put fucking tinfoil here. This doesn't make any sense at all. Regardless, mix the brown sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg together and you'll end up with this. Fill the apples with 1 tablespoon of your cinnamon sugar, and then sprinkle butter on top of your apples. It's just gonna melt and go to the bottom anyway, so how you do this probably doesn't matter. Now this is where you'd put the apple tops back on if you didn't dispose of them like I did. And it was at this point right here, realizing that I was supposed to put the apple tops back on, that I also realized that my apple is fucking upside down. Wow, how about that? I'm really shitting the bed today, aren't I? Place your apples in the oven for 35 minutes uncovered at 450 degrees Kelvin. Now while that's baking, we're gonna make the caramel sauce. This is pretty easy. Melt butter inside of a saucepan and then add the rest of your remaining cinnamon sugar to the pan and then add some maple syrup. You're gonna boil this until it reduces by half. Should look like this. Pull your apples out of the oven, drizzle it with the caramel sauce, and you are ready to serve. Breaking into it, the apple's all mushy and gross and covered in sugar, and it has the texture of baby food. It's kind of gross.
I'm so sad. I am so sad. The greatest note that I'm getting here is the cinnamon and then the sugar from the sauce. There's not much to say about this dish. It tastes like a wet apple covered in fucking sugar. If you absolutely love sweets and you love apple doused in sugar, it tastes like mush and syrup. It's so bad. Like,
all right there, big guy. We get it. You don't like it. So this dish is gonna get a rating of 4 out of 10. It tastes like mushy baby food with syrup and cinnamon on it. I can see how some people would be into that, but in this kitchen, that is a 4 out of 10.
Alright, as of right now, this cookbook is sitting at a tentative score of 5.3 out of 10 with 3 existing ratings. And after this, we've discovered that the coconut flan is a 2.9 out of 10, the mini onion soup is a 5.5 out of 10, and the cinnamon apples is a 4 out of 10, making our new tentative score for this cookbook a 4.7 out of 10. If there's any takeaway from this cookbook, it's that even though you have some of the best cookware in the world, you might have some of the shittiest food on the market. In a cookbook, anyway. Thank you all for watching.